Hey there! You just landed on Money Films. Smash that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to ring that bell for updates. Oh, and if you need them, subtitles are just a click away with the CC button. Enjoy. Jacob is a young man who knows about market movements. He attends a meeting with the board and disagrees with the man who is suggesting they buy some shares of a company outside the U.S. On the other hand, the man disagrees with Jacob's choices, which are focusing on developing an energy fusion technology.
Come on, you were young once, you know that. Profits are not quarterly, the runs could be huge.
Later, Jacob meets with his boss, Lou, and is handed a bonus check of $1.5 million. The old man does not understand much about technology and is happy to have Jacob on board.
Take that money, huh? You spend it on that pretty girl. You deserve it.
The next day, Lou's company loses half of its value, and chaos follows. Jacob meets with Lou outside the company and asks him if he knows what is going on. Lou is not in a good mood and tries to avoid discussing the matters of the company, only telling Jacob to spend the bonus he gave him because life is too short. Jacob pressures him a bit more, asking if the company is going under. However, Lou tells him he is asking the wrong questions. The right question to ask is who is trying to sink the company.
You're asking the wrong question, Jacob.
What's the right question?
Who isn't?
Later, Lou meets with some high-ranked members of his board of directors. Most of them tell Lou that he needs to sell the company's shares at a cheaper price because that is the only way they might be safe. One of them, Breton, tells him he will buy the company's shares for $2 each. Lou does not like that as the company's share was trading at $70 each 1 month ago. However, the board is against him and Lou can't do much. He tries to convince Breton to buy at $6 per share, but the man is not stepping back. Eventually, they agreed at a price of $3 per share.
3. And not a dime more.
In a moment of despair, Lou goes to the subway station and jumps in front of a coming train. Lou was the man who built the company KZI, and he could not see it going under. Jacob watches the incident on the news and his eyes water. His girlfriend Winnie returns to their house after a trip and immediately hugs him. While he feels comfortable in her arms, Jacob asks her to marry him despite knowing that she is against marriage. He tells her Lou advised him to live his life to the fullest, which for him means spending his life with Winnie. Winnie has a change of heart and accepts his proposal.
I'm out of a job. I'm probably on the other side of broke, you know.
A few days later, Jacob attends a seminar where the central speaker is a man named Gordon. The man was recently released from prison and became a public speaker on economics and finance.
You're the ninja generation. No income, no job, no assets. You got a lot to look forward to.
Apart from that, Gordon is Winnie's father. Jacob approaches Gordon after his talk and tells him he is going to get married to his daughter. Gordon gives him the chance to talk but mentions that Winnie hates him because she thinks he is responsible for her brother's death, who died of drug abuse. The two of them catch the subway, and Jacob mentions that Winnie wants Gordon back in her life. They just have to work on it.
Winnie needs to get past the pain you caused her.
I caused her.
Look, she wants you back in her life.
Since Jacob is willing to help Gordon reunite with Winnie, Gordon gives him a tip in return. He believes that Breton started the rumors about KZI, which in turn led to the shares' devaluation. Plus, he heard that Breton gutted Lou in the meeting with the board of directors. The next morning, Jacob meets with his mother, who shows him and Winnie a house they could potentially buy. His mother is a real estate agent and tries to make money by flipping homes. She is in need of money and tries to convince her son to buy this property. Jacob reminds her that she sold a house on another street, but she explains that she used the money to buy a new property and plans to sell it for more money.
Like the 2 Florida properties 5 years ago. I didn't get spooked, and I flipped 190 grand from them.
After some back-and-forth conversation, Jacob agrees to help his mother by buying the house, but Winnie does not take that lightly. Later, Jacob meets with Breton, and they start playing mind games. Jacob blames him for spreading rumors against KZI, and Breton admits he did it. However, he believes it was not just rumors because KZI has accumulated toxic assets.
No, Mr. Moore, putting 50% leverage on toxic debt made them true.
Jacob runs back to Gordon and wonders how he knew about Breton. Gordon used to know Breton in the past. They used to work together until Gordon decided to ditch him. That made Breton hold a grudge against him. Gordon got imprisoned after being accused of insider trading, which would normally give him only a year. However, Breton provided enough information to the authorities to keep him in jail for several additional years. After that conversation, Jacob sets up a dinner with Gordon and Winnie so they can get closer to each other. The dinner is really awkward until Winnie decides that she can't do this.
Sorry, I can't do this.
She walks away and also tells Jacob that her father is not the man he thinks he is. He must avoid him, or else he will hurt their relationship. The next day, Jacob attends a company meeting with the Chinese. The meeting does not seem to be going well.
What about fusion? We happen to be working with a company right now. It's got all the hardware in place.
But Jacob turns it around by presenting his energy fusion firm. Later on, he meets with Gordon again, who needs to have another chance to get closer to his daughter. Jacob tells him they are going to be attending a gala tonight, so Gordon can be there and make it look like an accidental meeting with his daughter. At the gala, Winnie sits down with Jacob and Breton and tells them about the non-profit magazine she is running. Gordon makes an attempt to approach her, but she gets up and walks away.
No, stay. I'm just gonna get some air.
Gordon sits down to have a talk with Breton, and the two of them express the bitter emotions they have for each other.
All you have to do is stay out of jail.
Then, Gordon walks outside to find Winnie and have a talk with her. Winnie is mad at him because she thinks he is responsible for destroying their family. He cheated on her mother, a fact that drove her insane, and he was not there for her brother.
That wasn't you. It wasn't my father. It was some
It was
sociopath.
9 years ago. When are you gonna stop?
Gordon defends himself by saying that he did things Winnie is unaware of, such as finding the best therapist for her brother and even paying money to some of his dealers, so they stopped selling drugs to him. Winnie insists that his lack of presence is what killed her brother, but Gordon believes her brother was a victim and he is not to be blamed for it. He did the best he could. Eventually, they are able to find some common ground, and they hug. The following days, the markets crash, and KZI calls for an urgent meeting.
The damage, widespread. NASDAQ's plunging, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is plunging.
The board tries to decide if they will ask the government for support or if they can come up with another solution.
It's going to be the end of the world, Bill.
In the meantime, Jacob is watching the news in his house. He tells Winnie that things are going to get ugly, and she replies that it would be very bad. However, not for the reasons Jacob expects. Winnie reveals she is pregnant. Soon, Jacob has a meeting with Breton, but this one is very unconventional. The two of them like bikes, and they go for a ride. After having some fun, Breton tells Jacob that the Chinese will invest in another company and not the fusion firm. Jacob believes Breton is playing him dirty, so he quits. Jacob runs straight to Gordon, trying to find a way to get back to Breton, but Gordon advises him to relax and sit back. He should enjoy his life with Winnie because money will not be an issue for them. Gordon starts explaining that he has a trust fund in Switzerland that amounts to $100 million. The problem is, if Winnie tries to use that money in the United States, she might be accused of tax evasion and face a 5-year sentence. Gordon suggests that Winnie signs the money over to Jacob, and then he gives the money to Gordon to launder.
When it comes to money, sport, your eyes, they suddenly shine just like mine.
Jacob convinces Winnie to fly to Zurich and sign the papers, but without disclosing that he learned about the money by speaking to Gordon. When they return back to the United States, Jacob gets a visit from his mother, who now has more problems and needs more money. However, Jacob can't help her as all of his and Winnie's money is being handled by Gordon. To his surprise, he realizes that the money did not go to the fusion firm like he had agreed with Gordon so that the amount could be laundered. He immediately goes looking for Gordon, but he has completely disappeared. Then, Jacob tells Winnie the truth about what happened. Winnie is not sad about the money, but she can't forgive Jacob for lying to her.
Please don't. Take it.
In the meantime, Gordon has built his own firm in London, and he is a CEO. He has made it back to the top. One night, Jacob waits for him in his office and shows him a video of his grandson in Winnie's belly. Jacob reminds him of something that Gordon had said himself, that money is not everything. Time is.
You said the most valuable commodity I know is time.
He proposes to Gordon to return the money back to Winnie, and he will provide him with more pictures and videos of his grandson. However, Gordon says he can't make this trade. Back in the USA, Jacob writes a piece on Breton, outlining all the illegal trades he has made and the market manipulation he has engaged in. He gives that article to Winnie to publish in her magazine, promising that it is going to be a big hit. Indeed, the larger networks catch up on the story, and it has a huge effect on Breton, who now faces charges of illegal manipulation of the markets. One night, Jacob approaches Winnie and asks her if there is a way they can get back together. Even though Winnie admits that she misses him as well, she is not certain if she can forgive him. While Jacob starts walking away, Gordon appears out of nowhere to tell them that they make a wonderful couple.
What, nobody around here believes in comebacks?
He has donated his $100 million to the fusion firm, and the only thing he wants to ask of them is to allow him to be present in their lives. When he walks away, Jacob kisses Winnie, and the two of them will continue being together. Thanks for hanging out with us. Catch you on the flip side.